There's a big traffic. There's a big traffic about the police academy. We saw one man. They killed one man one day by on the road.
Yeah, I saw it in the morning. They killed somebody on the road. They killed somebody. I saw. I was discussing. I don't know. You know mean? Why the election time now put that dying every day? What going on? PYJ, tell us.
Because security, lack of security. The president of Liberia has said first thing, he is not a politician, and people put him into this thing because they want something, and he's not open with politics. He does not know political governance. He does not know security, and he asked the people of Liberia to provide their own CC camera. How dare you tell people to provide CC camera? The poor taxes you collect, why you can't increase the security?
You see, you said so the last time, man of God. You said you said something. Excuse me, PYJ. You said something the other day in your church. It makes sense. You see a country that don't have security, then the people passing around attacking people. That makes sense, eh?
Yeah, that's it. So it is very serious. That's why we all are Liberians, and I want to say thanks to you, Prophet Key, and all Liberians in the diaspora, all Liberians in Liberia, and all the churches, the Liberian Council of Churches, the Elder Council of Nimba County, led by Honorable Harry Weah. They came up with a strong release, reference the Lutheran Church massacre, and that such things should never even occur again. They bombarded Joshua Taylor and the government. So if you people are not spoken the way you are doing and taking such a strong position, they have a dirty plan. Because the police are asked for to come. I cannot say something happen, then they will come with bloodshed take place, they will come and arrest me, and then
Thank you. Yes. John Weah, in the first time he had made about 20 music. Hello? Hello? John Weah has made about 20 music. John Weah gets on the plane anytime he wants to go and stays anytime he wants to come back. And John Weah said it is okay. Yeah. If you give him second turn, he will make 30 music because he will say you were enjoying the first set of music. The only thing, however, John Weah has told me, without speaking to me directly, that Dylan, you please look at me, Samuel 12, and putting me on a hostage. You look at me and know my body language saying, you're going to put me back over there, I beg you. Let's rescue the man. Yeah. Two armed robbers enter a couple's home, tie the wife, tie the children, and say, Mr. My friend, one of us will go with you to the bank so you can withdraw money and give it to us. My friend will stay here with your wife and your children. If you attempt anything outside there, I will signal to my friend to kill your wife and your children. So you get it from me, let's go to the bank, you are normal to withdraw and give it to me. When I get it, I will tell my man to leave your wife and your children. And that man, on a hostage, goes to the bank and he's looking at the teller without talking, wishing that the teller is smart to know that withdrawal is not normal. That man can't report to the teller or the police because his wife and his children are in danger. So the only thing he's hoping for is the teller to just look at his body, the language that they withdraw here, It's not normal. George Weah is the one at the bank. That you're the teller. You're the teller. So look at Weah. Now let's you the Nigerian people. You the terror. George Weah is saying
some parts of Montserrat rather street lights everywhere. The road correct, smooth. The only issue is going in and coming out. 2 small sections. And we are working on making sure that it's done. Where was Honorable Joseph Weah as Vice President when the Banga to Manikoma Road were not done in 12 years? He cannot rescue your own people. They used to take you days to go to local. Me, I come from there. So then you can drive almost half a local the road paved. So which one you rescuing now? In fact, you don't have a woman in local. The woman is across the border. And then you got woman in Pomia where you don't come from. What are the people for his house? Some parts of Montserrat rather street lights everywhere. The road correct, smooth. The only issue is going in and coming out. 2 small sections. And we are working on making sure that it's done. Where was Honorable Joseph Weah as Vice President when the Banga to Manikoma Road were not done in 12 years? He cannot rescue your own people. They used to take you days to go to local. Me, I come from there. So then you can drive almost half a local the road paved. So which one you rescuing now? In fact, you don't have a woman in local. The woman is across the border. And then you got woman in Pomia where you don't come from.
To Liberia now, where tongues have been set wagging after the defendants in a high-stakes drug smuggling trial were acquitted following a trial. That's despite what many, including the government, believe is compelling evidence. The 4 men were charged with smuggling $100 million worth of cocaine into the country, making it one of the largest drug-related cases in Liberia's history. The court has also ruled that the $200,000 US that was seized from the men by the Liberian government be returned to them. Let's get more on this fascinating story now. I'm joined by Liberian journalist Rodney Sie. He's actually traveling in the United States at the moment and joins us from Tampa, Florida. Rodney, please give us some background into this story.
Well, Peter, this is a very shocking time for Liberia. This is a case that when it happened a few months ago, the U.S. government had people on the scene of the arrest and the seizure of the drugs. There were witnesses, there were recordings, there were video recordings, everything. And so yesterday, when the court came down with the verdict, the whole country went in uproar because this is very shocking to everybody.
So how did the jury reach this verdict? Because I'm told that's an open secret in Liberia.
Well, prior to the jury going into session, the judge instructed them that if the verdict was not guilty, that they will have to the government will have to pay the money back to the drug suspects. And this was a sign of influencing the jury in the sense of the justice minister, who told me this morning that he was very, very shocked about the verdict, that he's sad about it. He's going to, in fact, make
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, provided where you are listening from. Let me say welcome to the Diaspora Talk. Today is May 28th, 2023. I would like to welcome you to this another empowering and motivational, well-packed edition of the Diaspora Talk. This is where we unbiasedly discuss issues of concern, things that hinder the progress of Liberia. And I would like to say, welcome to the show. This is your most fascinating show we broadcast to you from South Korea. Yeah, it is 9:35 p.m. here. It should be 12:35. Yeah, 12:35 p.m. in 12:35 noon in Liberia. And in Iowa right now, I think it should be 7:36 in Iowa. And I would like to say welcome, guys. Welcome to the Diaspora Talk. Mr. Emmanuel Bladenuga, the advisor of the Diaspora Talk. Welcome, my brother. How are you?
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel.
Okay. CEO of the Diaspora Talk. Gentlemen, anyway, we'll say that later. We are going to break the news here. But let me get started, man. Welcome, CEO. Don't be surprised, and I'm calling Mr. Masterboy.
Good morning, Gabriel. Good morning, advisor, and good morning to all of the panelists on their way for today's discussion. It's great to be back here this morning, and we'll be discussing a lot of fascinating topics this morning. Thank you, Gabriel.
Okay. So if you're listening to us, just let us know let's say our reception. Are we audible from your end? I know we are visible. Advisor, can you just please rotate your camera on how it is? Yeah, make it horizontal. Okay. So just let us know our reception. Are we really audible from your end? And Timas, am I correct? It should be 7:37 right now in Iowa.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So right, because we are a global platform, and I mean, there are a lot of time differences, but yet and still, we still make it our own duty to be here to serve you. So to our sister there, Christina, I know it's very early in Canada. Let me say, good morning to you. To our sister Mercy Tutu Bro in the USA, to our sister Divine Williams, to our chairman, chairman on the board, Mr. Lincoln McKay, and also to our newly inducted Secretary General, that's Melvin Bobby Gray. Let me say good evening to all of you guys. And this is the Diaspora Talk, gentlemen. Let's take a break. We'll be right back to jump into the topics. Welcome again.
Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist groups who regularly use corruption as a recruitment tool. Corruption is an opportunity destroyer because it discourages honest and accountable investment. It makes businesses more expensive to operate. It drives up the cost of public services for local taxpayers, and it turns a nation's entire budget into a feeding trough for the privileged few. And that is why it is imperative that the business community of the world starts to demand a different standard of behavior, that we deepen the fight against corruption, making it a first-order national security priority.
Okay, once again, welcome again to the Diaspora Talk. We are here, and I would like to welcome everyone once again. So now I would like to turn over the broadcast to my... Okay, first of all, gentlemen, I just started this. First thing, let me before turning over to the newly inducted CEO, let me just say this. For all of you that have been watching us, I mean, we have been here for a while now. We are going to 3 years. So we just had a change in leadership. You know, we just introduced something called a rotational leadership, where each member will be given the opportunity to serve in a place for for 2 years. So we just had our newly inducted CEO, and don't be surprised, we'll be calling Mr. Tim as our CEO. So right now, Mr. Lincoln Mackey is no longer going to be our CEO. He has ascended to the chairman of the board of the Diaspora Talk. So I would like to say congratulations to our newly inducted CEO, Mr. T. Masakwe. Congratulations, man. How does it feel being the CEO of this global platform?
Thank you, Gabriel. I mean, it's very much exciting, overwhelming, and it's all about serving and serving the people of Liberia and serving your colleagues. And it's a call to service. I am proud to be the newly inducted CEO of the Diaspora Talk. And with the team that I have, we are committed to taking the Diaspora Talk to the next level and making sure that we do those things necessary to promote the image of the Diaspora Talk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I would like to go to our brother, Emmanuel Denuka. He's the advisor on the board, my brother. Congratulations. And how does it feel, brother?
Yeah, once again, thank you, Mr. Masakwe. Like the CEO rightly places, we are happy to take on the task, and we are prepared to make sure that the next 2 years we can work and improve the Diaspora Talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that's just to tell you that we have taken shape. We are a well-structured organization. So I would like to say congratulations to my sister, Mary Tutubro, as the treasurer of the Diaspora. Mercy. Sorry, I won't call you Mary Bro now. So our sister, Mercy Tutubro, I would like to say congratulations for ascending to the treasurer position. You're going to be keeping our money, man. How does it feel for that?
It feels good, people. I'm honored to be the treasurer of this noble platform. As we all know, we women, mothers, we are good at keeping our homes. We are good at keeping our children and making them have a better tomorrow as their dads. So being a treasurer is not one of the highest tasks. It's one of the most manageable tasks that a woman can put herself through. And I am so happy to be the treasurer, and I promise to do my best to keep the money in a safe place and make it available when it's needed. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. So I'd like to welcome the chairman. I mean, somebody asking for you. They were concerned whether you'll not be appearing on the platform anymore. So, I mean, his appearance just answered the question. Even though he's not a CEO, but I mean, he presently appeared on the platform. So I would like to welcome the chairman on the board of the Diaspora Talk. So, Chairman Lincoln Mackey, how does it feel, man, relinquishing your post as CEO of the Diaspora Talk and ascending to the board? My brother, just tell your experience. How does it feel?
Well, thank you for the full minute time, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of us, both the audience and our panelists, and a pleasant good morning there to our new leadership of the Diaspora Talk. T-Max as our CEO, chairing all of the activity of the Diaspora Talk. I'm so proud, having this, nice transformation of the platform. This is something that is in our blood. We've been leaders from way down the line, and we deem it necessary, to support, other potential, people that can be able to help to push the platform forward. The major thing is that every one of us on the platform has similar goal, for the Diaspora Talk, discussing about our country and how to push our country forward. So I feel very proud, sitting in the back. I think I worked over a long period of time because, like I said earlier, the Diaspora Talk or HR Premier platform have been around for approximately 5 years now. Yeah, so I've been working a lot, and I think it is important to give our other brothers too who are very strong too with other great visions, to push the platform forward. So at the end of the day, it's just teamwork. I feel good, Gabriel, and trust me, we are getting there.
Okay, thank you so much. So for our followers, I would just like to say this is the structure of our organization. This is the new shape we have taken. So Lincoln Make is the chairman of the board of the Diaspora Talk. And we have the advisor, Mr. Emmanuel Denuga. Mr. Emmanuel Blad Denuga is the advisor on the board. And our new CEO will be Mr. Ibrahim T. Masakwe. And our co-host is going to be Mr. Carmen Fangalo. And our planning and operation guy is going to be me, Gabriel Masakwe. And our Secretary General is going to be Mr. Melvin Papi Gray. Our financial secretary is going to be Mr. Alfred Kunowa. And our treasurer is going to be Mercy. Gentlemen, I would like to say congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. So on this note, I would like to turn over to the moderator of the show today, Mr. Ibrahim T. Masagwa. I would like to turn over to you. You can just pick up from there.
Thank you, Gabriel. Good morning to our audience and to our great panelists here this morning. I would like for the audience to please share the broadcast to give other Liberians opportunity to view the show and participate. This morning we have a series of topics that will be under discussion. We should be expecting our guest. Is that correct, Mr. Chair?
Yeah, as a guest panelist, actually, she'll be a guest panelist, discussing the issue. She's already, I sent the link to her already, and she will be able to join us shortly.
Okay, thank you. So, all right, first of all, we will be discussing the prevailing security situation in the country. Does the IG, Patrick Sudu, and General Prince Johnson have the logistical support to combat electoral violence? We'll be looking at that. Election is closer. These are the guys who are legally in charge of security when it comes to Liberia. The IG is the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police. And we also have Prince C. Johnson, who is the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia. So we will be discussing the logistical issues that face the LNP and the Armed Forces of Liberia, because as we all know, from the history of our country, election is always a period where violence always occurs, and we should be ready to combat those situations. We also will be discussing another topic. Do we think the opposition political parties can exercise the moral responsibilities to join forces if there is a runoff election? So we all know that Liberia, we have our system there where the two bigger political parties always go for a runoff or the second round, where you have to have 50.1, right? Or 50 and 1 vote to cross the finish line. So we'll be discussing if the opposition have the moral responsibility, if they can exercise the moral responsibility to join forces and in the second phase of the election. We'll be also looking into that. And the last discussion here will be Charlie Bronsky. Can Charlie Bronsky make the difference on the ANC ticket for the second round? That's a big question, and we will also be getting into that. Thank you, gentlemen. That's our topic under discussion today, and let's keep the ball rolling. Gabriel, can we take a 1 minute break as we prepare to get into it? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Legitimate financial institutions around the world. Corruption is a social danger because it feeds organized crime. It destroys nation states. It imperils opportunities, particularly for women and girls. It facilitates environmental degradation, contributes to human trafficking, and undermines whole communities. It destroys the future. Corruption is a radicalizer because it destroys faith in legitimate authority. It opens up a vacuum which allows the predators to move in. And no one knows that better than the violent extremist groups who regularly use corruption as a recruitment tool. Corruption is an opportunity destroyer because it discourages honest and accountable investment. It makes businesses more expensive to operate. It drives up the cost of public services for local taxpayers, and it turns a nation's entire budget into a feeding trough for the privileged few. And that is why it is imperative that the business community of the world starts to demand a different standard of behavior, that we deepen the fight against corruption, making it a first-order national security priority.
Okay, that's it, brother. I think we are good.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, our sister Yacindy, our guest panelist. We want to say welcome to the Diaspora Talk again. I know it's been a while. Can you briefly introduce yourself before we get the ball rolling?
Good morning, Liberians all around the world, Liberians in Liberia. Again, I'm Yacindy Martin Kweye. I'm an advocate for human rights, women and children. I'm a patriot. I'm a mother of 4. I am married to Dr. Kweye, my husband of many, many decades, with 4 beautiful children. I'm a mother of 3 girls and a boy. It's an honor being here today. I'm excited about the conversation and the road ahead. I love the video that I just played. It talks about how corruption is destructive, how it has plagued all of Africa, or most of the developing nation for that matter. I played that over and over. People must know I have a background in telecommunication and electronics. I also have an MBA, and I'm a professional educator. Okay. So let's have a conversation about the forward march of our country and indeed our continent. I'm available. Let's have a, and let me make this disclaimer. Let's stay with the issues. Liberians, for us to forge forward, we must stay with the issue. The issue that's plaguing Liberia is lack of job. That's why all of us are all around in other people's country, or we wouldn't be there. It's lack of security. Okay, my daughter was robbed just this weekend at gunpoint in Liberia. All right.
Wow.
Lack of education, quality, equitable education, lack of sanitation, okay, lack of infrastructure, okay, lack of health care. That all our leaders, we have had 2 presidents, all right, that died out of Liberia, and former presidents that died out of Liberia for going to seek medical help. If we don't build our system, we will always be substandard. And those who can afford to leave will leave. What happened to my auntie who cannot afford to leave? So I'm ready for this conversation again. Let's stay within the realms of how do we change our nation? How do we forge forward? Let's not look sideways. Let's not look backward. Let's face forward. I would say this is not Kwame Nkrumah.
Timas, are you there? Okay.
Thank you so much, my sister Yacindy, for that splendid introduction. We will go straight into our discussion. So we we want to look at the prevailing situation, the security situation in our country. We know the IG, which is the Inspector General for the Liberia National Police, and General Prince C. Johnson, who served as the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia. These are the guys, including the immigration and other security apparatus. These guys are responsible for security in our country. Looking at election, very close. Our security forces up to the task to handle the security situation in our country in terms of violence when it comes to election. Mr. Chairman, I would like to start with you, Mr. Magee Lincoln.
Well, that's a beautiful question. Well, first, let me take this time to welcome the fixer mother, Madam Yasini. Welcome to the Diaspora Talk. And, I'm proud to have you on our show tonight. I think there is a family platform to you. Whenever we call upon you, you always make yourself available to discuss the issues of our country. And it is a pleasure, and I hope we can have you as time go by, discussing more about our country. Okay, Mr. Chairman, Mr. CEO, we'll get used to the title and what have you. Our new CEO, T-Max, thanks for the brilliant question. The thing about security in our country, it is questionable. If you make comparison of other countries around Africa, because I don't want to go to Western countries because we might want to say that, oh yeah, these people are well advanced and what have you, right? Countries around us. When you talk about security, you look at the budget of the security apparatus. That's the first thing you look at, what they have as a budget. The second thing is the manpower. And then the third thing, it becomes the logistics. So what I believe is that our security lack all of the three things I just listed, T-Max. So it's going to be so difficult for us. Our police are not even comprised of 10,000. We are about 5 million plus Liberians. And the police, the total manpower does not even reach the number 5,000. Neither the army. And what are the budget? They do not even have about 2 to 3 million. What are the logistics? They do not even have vehicles. At night, when there's issues going on in community and then call me place, you get nothing, no response. So my answer to this question is that with the election, we're not going to say by God's grace, but it is not sure, it is not promising to anyone about that we have a peaceful election in our country. By God's grace, everything's going to be okay. But with the three things I listed, our security lack out of them. So it is not guaranteed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boche. I have a very serious concern. It's a concern for every country when it comes to security. Our sister Mercy Tutu, bro, we all one way or the other served in the security apparatus back then, and if you look at our security sector today and looking at the level of violence that have been occurring in the country in terms of election, even by elections, what's your thought, Mercy, when it comes to the upcoming election? Are we fully equipped? Do we have the manpower, the equipment, the capability to tackle any upcoming violence just in case we have one? Go ahead.
Thank you, T-Max. Thank you. For the upcoming election, when it comes to security, I think, and I'm sure that Liberia is up to the task. This is not the first of its kind to conduct election in Liberia. Early two term, Liberia had its security. President Weah first term, AFL was still there. You and I served the army. I served the army for 9 years, 9 to 10 years. And for each time election is at hand, we hear people saying, oh, there will be no peaceful election, violence will be this way, they will do that, they will do, and all those things at the end of the day, it can be under the military and the police control. And when we're talking about violence, those violence that we see in other countries, people shooting at police, people shooting at the army. It does not happen in Liberia during election time. Those are all political rhetorics that people bring into the country to make the citizens to panic. The security is well equipped. The army has its force. They got their equipment. Weapons are there, and you know that. The armor is fully charged when it comes to weapons. And you know that, I know that. The AFL might not have the number, but trust me, those gallant men and women in arms are fully charged and prepared for whatsoever violence that will come upon that country during the election time. And the police are doing great. They might have their deficiency, trust me. Every country do have their deficiency when it comes to electoral time. But Liberia is getting there. Everything about Liberia should not be ugly, guys. When it comes to security, I stand as a mother, as a patriotic Liberian, to tell you guys that Liberia is up to the task when it comes to security, being security-wise. They are fully prepared to protect Mama Liberia and its children.
And thank you to Mercy. That's our sister Mercy right there. I would like to go to Vic. You want to take it from there? In the past by-elections, we saw violence erupted. The security forces could not put those violence under control. We saw it in the district that Tera Ure ran in. We all watched that. Everything went helter-skelter. There was no security, even though our sister says security is there. And I want to know, is it just for the ruling establishment or is it for all Liberians? Go ahead, Victoria.
I think you're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
I think you are muted. Fig, I think you are muted.
I think she's working on it.
Yeah, we're still seeing the mute sound on your screen there, so you just have to.
Are we audible from your end, Vic? Can you get us?
I think so. I think she just.
Her mic is muted. You seeing the mic right on the screen that right by her name is muted. So you have to unmute yourself before. Or Gabriel, Gabriel, you can do it from the control room there. You can do it from the control room. Just go to her stuff there and then unmute it. Unmute her mic. Just do it from there.
Okay. Vic, I'll mute you.
She can go off and come back. Apparently, she'll be all right.
Vicky, just go off and come back on.
Yeah, still seeing the sound, the music. Okay, so while she's coming back, let's keep the ball rolling. Advisor, again, the question goes to you. As we all watch over time, when it comes to security, during the by-elections, there was a lot of disruption when it comes to peace and, peaceful election and campaigning. As we all saw, the security forces were not able to handle those situations. People got hurt, people were brutally beaten, and there was a lot of violence in the street. Even though our sister disagreed with us and said the security forces are capable enough to handle violence for the upcoming election. What do you say, my brother? Go ahead.
Thank you, CEO. I would like to say welcome our sister, mother Yasini. Welcome to the Diaspora Talk. First of all, CEO, our sister Mercy have her own opinion when it comes to security, but the record and evidence has shown that Liberia do not have security for anything. And we have seen videos of just the recent incident as PYJ Church. We watched the video and life was threatening. We saw a moment where there was no security around, and it was kind of scary for even people like us that in the diaspora that been away for some time. you don't really see like your own security, personal security, apart from things like election, that people will be losing power or people will be coming into power that is of that type of high class. You will understand that Liberia do not have security for anything at all. And we have to be serious about this, because when you look at the history of our country, this was the same thing our people, our parents were saying, that we have security, nothing will happen. And just like that, we have so many bad history in the past that we are not proud of. So we have to be bold and we have to be patriot to say it, that we do not have. So those who in power can step up their game. Look, CEO, let me say this to you. Sometimes it's kind of embarrassing to those who serve in the police and in the security. You know, when you are a police officer and you will see a political leader, people in power will go on social media or will go on radio and say things that will bring fear to the people. Like, look at our leader today. See our senators. See our vice president. See even our president, the highest office. The statement that they're making. What they're breathing into the society. You know, so we will just keep the ball rolling. But for the fact, I would just like to say that we do not have security.
Thank you very much, my brother. We'll go to our guest panelist, our sister Yacindy. She followed all of the political events when it comes to Liberia. We have seen a lot when it comes to security and how our security apparatus handle security in the country when it comes to by-elections and national elections in the country. Of recent, we had arms and ammunition going in the country. And there was investigation about all the display of a whole lot of weapons, and was seeing how it came in the country, who the was involved, and they were going to investigate. Up until now, we have no redress. There was no report from those investigations. My sister Yacindy, what do you make of the upcoming election? What's your concern when it comes to security? Are we prepared and up to the task to handle security when it comes to our election coming up?
Thank you so much, Masakwe, for that question. I think it's brilliant, and I'm glad we're speaking on this. What makes people, even investors, even local investors, because when we speak of investors, Liberians only think of it being foreigners. You are an investor in Liberia because you're supporting people. If you're brave enough, or if you feel that your investment with you, because the essence of investment is the bottom line. The bottom line is to make money, right? To make return on your investment. You will not take your money and go pour, or you will not go to the water star to draw water from the well, and you know your draw bucket got plenty of hole under it. Now let's say about, and we need to be honest. I think it's Abraham has said this. We have to first wear the cap of Liberia and put our people first. America has a saying, they consider the patriots of America call America this, because it's an idea. Liberia is not just a land, it's an idea that was brought forth to create an oasis for Black people, where people in slavery, people local, can go and be comfortable to be able to reach their full potential. That's not, no, I'm very afraid. I just came from Liberia. I can feel the air on my back when people, government people follow me around and I have to call in. You know when people are following you. I'm not stupid, all right? Now, let's go, if we talk about security, what happened to Donna in Grand Gila? Who opposed to cheating for somebody in the by-election, who was election commission, disappeared to date. People fought, SARS fought, people got killed, nobody intervened per se. District 18, a certain mayor took a whole group of people. They were throwing rocks, guns, knife, machete. They said I was allowed until we brought out the video. Thank God for social media. Nothing happened. District 15, JLU car was set on fire. People were about to kill her. Nothing happened. All right. So from the participants to election commissioner, government official who did not sync with whatever they wanted. This man, I don't know if he's going to be found. Now, we say no budget. You know, let's talk about budget so we can bring our people to a place. Budget is literally your priority for your household, for your organization, and your country. The things that you look, you prioritize, the money you will put together to spend, how you want to manage, what comes first in your house. In my house, my biggest bill is my mortgage. All right. My second one, if at all I have car notes, which I don't live above my needs. All right. So those are my biggest bill. The next bill is to make sure my children eat, that they are clean. Right. So if Liberia coming from war, 12 years, my sister Mercy said that we conducted our own election. No, we did not. Maybe we conducted the election since we had took over because all male left and the international community left. But the international community were in Liberia and they monitored the election. Even at that, I remember the US, I was in Liberia for the election. When the opposition, the leading opposition party said they were going to burn down the election commission if they didn't win. The US government has still got a text where they were warning the citizens to make sure they know where all the citizens they were so they can pick them up if they needed to pick them up. That's how scary it was in 2017. Okay, they must win. If they did not win, they would burn down. People were sending messages. So we put a lot of the money into security, but it's not spent on security. Let me give you a funny story. I was on a platform with Moses Carter, and the question was asked if they were being supported. And they had enough support for logistics, for security. He said yes. While in the interim of the conversation, his phone went off. Then he texted and said he ran out of data. So I volunteered to get him data. He never came back home. Just within that time, the police in Ganta, they said they had one truck and they were begging organization to donate car to them. Listen, now I'm afraid, but I believe that the day of the election, the Liberian people will guard their vote. The Liberian people will stand up because the government has failed them, and they will stand up for themselves. That's the only thing I'm afraid for, because if the people become the security, and then it becomes the strongest survive. So we all need to ask the international community, the Carter Center, Freedom House, NDI, all of these people that can help civil liberty to be a part and monitoring, and the Liberian people must guard their vote. All right. We saw there's no security, and let me confirm this. The president told us there's no security. We almost get CCTV. Those are not my words, it's the president's word. So for anyone to come and say this is the father of the country. This is the father of the land. The father of the land is telling us there is no security, be your own security. Who am I to say there's security? He said it. So I'm going to start here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will go to my brother Alfred. Is Victoria okay now? But anyway, we'll get to Vic. Alfred, thank God you have a background of security, which I'm aware. We have elections coming up soon. One of the major concerns for every country is security. We have had a lot of incidents in Liberia when it comes to people found dead on the streets. No investigation, no report. We found a lot of weapons in the country. Up to today, there is no report on those weapons. What's happening, what ain't happening. We don't know what's going on. Election is right here. We had by-elections. There were a lot of violence around, and we didn't see the security put those violence under control. And we have the bigger picture coming, which is the national election. Do we have the logistics and equipment for the upcoming elections? Mr. Alfred Konowa, go ahead, my brother.
Well, I want to say good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Good morning to all of our listeners. Good afternoon to our people in Liberia. And I want to say good morning, good afternoon to our panelists. I also want to say it has been a long time for us to see my sister.
I beg you, before you come in, let me apologize to you. I owe you so much. I owe you so much. That's all I want to say. Please, I beg. Let's just leave it here.
I know the political euphoria, you know, when it becomes so tense and you giving your everything, sometimes that is what happens. You know, it's not like you forgot me, so apology accepted. But I like to say this, and you know, having been a member of the Armed Forces of Liberia for 9 years, 8 months, right after the war, I was one of those persons that had the privilege of, you know, joining the military, the new Armed Forces of Liberia. And since 2006 to now, Liberia in population has grown approximately over 5.2 million people. We still have our military at an embryo stage. Right now, the Liberian military, in terms of number, I can estimate to you that it's under 4,000. Under 4,000. And you have 5.2 million people. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that we don't have the manpower. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that we don't have the manpower. Aside from that, you can have a small army that is well trained, but when they don't have the logistics, they don't have what it takes to do anything. Monserrato, for example, just Monserrato alone, if you were to deploy the armed forces of Liberia, you will enter the EBK barracks within no time. Because the population alone in Monserrato, they overwhelm the military. Say, for example, Newton and Caldwell, if you were to deploy men over there, you're not going to deploy 5 men. You're not going to deploy 10 men. You are talking about maybe over 100 people that you're going to deploy to be able to deal with situations that arises from those communities. And you tell me that we have the military is equipped, the police. Don't get me wrong, we have fine people, very fine people in the military, very fine people in the police. But if they don't have the logistics to be able to do their job, we'll stay a whole day and make noise. Now, on the issue of security, it is proven beyond all reasonable doubt that we don't have security. Because security is not all about just training men and putting them in uniform. We're talking about the structural system that is to be put in place. Let's look at our judiciary, for example. All the various, even our Judge Weah, President Weah, right? From Tilia Ure in District 15 to Cornelius Kratogba in District 13 to the 3 Mason Liberian citizens under President Weah, we have not yet come to a closure to those cases. In fact, in District 15, the police people could not even do anything because you had less than 10 police officers. They could not even stop the chaos that was going on. Then you tell me that we have security. You have security people, they are not even paid. They are underpaid. They are underpaid. You have a police officer making $150 a month, but you have a lawmaker who takes home over gross salary over $15,000. Then you say you have an effective security system. You must be joking. You must be joking. So what I can say to you is, my brother, as we look forward to the election, we will be raising these red flags so that those in authority can do the right thing to avoid the chaos.
Thank you, my brother. You know, our panelists are many tonight, so we have to work on the time. Gabriel.
Yeah.
You know, we're discussing security. You know, in every country, security is one of the most paramount, issue when it comes to our citizens, because every citizen is entitled to protection by our security forces, by the Constitution. And we have a major event coming up in the country. We're talking about election, the national election that will be moving the country to a new dispensation, either a new president or a second-term president, however it turns. But we know elections in Liberia is always a very tough and rough situation, and people always complain about election fraud, because if we have the right security in place, people would not do stuff like that. We have other political parties members going against others, fighting and creating chaos. Do we have the manpower and the equipment and capability to handle the upcoming election? Go ahead, Gabriel.
Thank you so much, CEO Masakwe. Firstly, I would like to state that you stated that security is paramount for every nation, but I think it is the opposite for Liberia. Look, let me tell you something. We don't prioritize security in Liberia. And, one of my mentors said, if you really want to know someone's priority, you should look at how they spend their time and their money, because those are key resources in human life. Your time and your money, they are very, very much important. So when we look at the way that people do the allocation in the budget, my brother, if you look at the budget, sometimes look, the budget tells our priority, what we really prioritize. Security is not prioritized in Liberia, my brother. The whole security sector, the allocation for the whole security sector is what? 3 million. 1 million for the judiciary. That is, that fall under the police, and what? 2 million for the AFL. And you would be very, very much astonished to know that what we spend for the renovation of the executive mansion, that dilapidated executive mansion, is 4 million. And what we spend for the whole security sector is 3 million. So how can you say we prioritize security? Let's look at the office of the president. He makes more than what the whole security sector, 5.45 million. Just for one office. But the whole security sector is just what, 3 million. I'm sorry to say that would be a rhetorical question if we sit down here, does Liberia prioritize security? We don't prioritize security because that is glaringly showing in our budget. Look at the office of what? Look at the office of the vice president, my brother, 4.25 million. And the security sector is 3 million. The office of the pro temple. What the office of the pro temple make? 2.1 million, almost equivalent to, what is appropriated for the whole security sector. So I can just say this, my brother. Our country, we don't prioritize security. And secondly, the regime itself is encouraging, is encumbering insecurity in the country. Because what? There have been a lot of violence. Nobody has been apprehended. There are a lot of unclosed cases. Look at the issue of Patrick Selulu. Look at the issue of Tyler Ure. Look at the issue of Prince Johnson. Everything has been swept under the rug. Nobody has been brought. We are encouraging, we are tolerating violence. So I can just say we have to pray, because Liberia, we don't prioritize security. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabriel. Let's run quick. Victor, are you ready? Vic, are you there?
Hello, are you guys hearing me now?
Good. Yeah, you're very audible. Yeah, Vic, the question is there. We talking security. As we all know, one of the major issue when it comes to every country, if you even go to visit your country, one of the first thing that run to your mind is security. You want to be safe. You want to go and visit your country, see family, come back home peacefully and safe. We have election coming up in a few months. I know, my brother was giving some statistic on the military. The numbers don't add up. That means we are lack of the manpower. The police in the same range. You can look at the population of the country and the security strength. And then in terms of logistic, if you look at the budget allocated to security, it's even less. There are most times when we have situations in other counties, not Montserrat. We got know everybody think Liberia is Montserrat. we cannot even respond to those situations. Now we have an election that will affect the whole country. That is from Monserrato to Nima to Bon to Magibi to Lofa, and we need security presence everywhere. Do we have the equipment, the manpower, the logistic to handle the upcoming election, to avoid violence and whatever might erupt during the elections? Go ahead, V.
Okay, thank you very much for the time. Before I give my view on security situation, I would like to salute the female general here with us tonight. I listen to your. I listen.
Maybe you're muted.
What happened to youngly level the party people and we hearing them?
Fig, you want to check your marks? You are muted.
God beating yourself. God beating yourself.
Fig, you're not coming in though.
Help the sister.
She having some technical glitches. You need to check her
guys
phone.
not hearing me.
Okay, yeah, we're hearing you now. Go ahead.
We can get you.
Go ahead.
I think the max and internet as well.
Yeah.
I will have no come back on show.
Vic, we having problem getting you. We will move
you guys
on.
Hearing me?
So maybe she need to let me try using your cell phone. That could be better. Then later you can get a computer well set up another time. I know that's a brand new computer you just got. So yeah, try using your cell phone. That could be much better.
Okay, so we'll move on to Chris. Good morning and welcome to Christina Fodor. We're discussing security this morning. Again, we have elections coming up, and we are more concerned about security in the country. We Chokon Mo, thank you for that update. We watched the eruption of Senator Prince Johnson in his chest. I think 1 or 2 Sundays ago. We look at other violence in the country that just go unpunished. People just do whatever they want to, and now we have a major election coming up a few months from now. Do we have the logistic and manpower, Chris, to handle the upcoming election? Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say good morning to our studio guests. I want to say thank you for coming on the show. I want to appreciate you. We honestly don't have the logistics, the manpower to combat electoral violence. We do know that from the previous statistic our brother just read, 4,000 men handle electoral violence or violence in the country. And we do know whenever there is an electoral process in Africa at large, we should be prepared for electoral violence. Pre and post electoral violence. So Liberia is not prepared right now. We just pray that none of that happens. But if it should happen, I don't think Liberia have the manpower, the logistics to combat electoral violence. I don't think so.
Okay, thank you. All right. I think Vic is having a little technical problem. Emmanuel, Gabriel, please give us a 1-minute break as we move on to our next topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I will tell Nima to you. Nima that better go to tell the conscience. The 2 top senators of the country, including the father of the country, they want to hear from me. So I call upon all of them to join the Land Rescue One, JMB, Joseph M. Boyka, and whoever he will pick. If he picks Kwame, we will support. If he picks Kung, hallelujah. let everybody come out. This 28th day of the month, let everybody come out and fill the streets when the program will be held. That's what I'm calling for. We are not for President Weah. He's not a man of peace. He tells people we don't have political prisoners. That's true. But you may have political killers. Thank you. Thank you, Governor.
We are implementing to the fullest. President Weah, over the last few years, especially in the 2020
All right.
by-election,
Are we there?
although people got support for the president, even though they were opposition, they might not do that for anybody or they Joseph boycott. It was a close government that couldn't deal with the people they know. And everybody knows that. President Weah has always gone beyond the ordinary. When you talk, you say, oh, we need everybody, let everybody come. I even want to start calling some names, or then I was making noise yesterday that got support for the president. That they are elected today. And his point was, not even Jim Barney won. All of them got money for the president.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We are back. You are muted, T-Max.
I'm trying to. All right. Welcome back to the great panelists of the Diaspora Talk. To our viewers, please share the podcast and you can comment. The numbers will be up shortly for you to call and make your input. As we continue with our discussion, our next discussion has to do with the opposition political parties. We asked the question, do they have, are they willing to exercise that moral responsibility to join forces in the runoff election? That's a big one. I would like to start with our guest panelist, our sister Yacindi. We know elections in Liberia is not a one flight. We have to take the two big numbers to the second round. And during that process, I think that's where all of the games play and the lobbying and all of the, trying to get things to the finish line. We know the ruling establishment is still holding with the few parties they have in their camp. But when it comes to the opposition is very much divided for now. Do we foresee any unity in the future when it comes to the runoff with the CPP, the Unity Party, and the rest of the other political parties joining forces to unseat the ruling establishment? Go ahead, our sister. Yes, Cindy.
Yo, please excuse me. I will be multitasking, so I'll put you on mute. If you see my mouth going, it's because I'm getting calls and I have to answer them. Okay. First of all, before I start, let me invite you to a general public meeting today from Alexander Cummings. I represent the CPP per se. So if I'm here, I will speak to that. So come and hear him out. I think we all should have the opportunity to listen to everybody that is running. That's democracy. So to hear what they bring to the table, to help us, especially as informed citizens, to make informed decisions regarding our country. So let's retrospect a little. Let's take a walk in history. When I hear people say the opposition is not together, for all I can remember, the first election I can really remember was 1985. I was not old enough to vote. You have, I think, 3 political parties came together to create what is known today as the UP, the party of Gabriel Bollet, Cassidy, and Jackson Fiado, which were called the Grand Coalition, to get Doe out. The motto was get Doe out. They didn't want any more military rule. So there was a caveat to that. And they wanted to be self-ruled as a democracy. Then let's retrospect a little bit coming from that So I don't consider Charles Taylor election. Most people that I talked to, they said they were under duress. People were being threatening. If you didn't vote for Taylor, we treat you with like a market dog. People got killed. People got, whether that is true, allegedly, that were happening. I didn't live in Liberia. But I even brought Senator Nathan on here and said that was one of the reasons they voted for him. And this is our sitting senator now. Now, let's fast forward. 2017 election. The opposition said, we will agree that we will all go independently to the first round. Whoever succeed, we will support that person, right? That was the agreement. UP was the leading party at the time, right? So if you saw people like Musability going to endorse what do you call it, President Weah, it was due to the Ganta Declaration. Some people wanted to keep their words. After everything that Bronsky learned, Bronsky said he was not going to endorse. In fact, Bronsky was not well. He left to come to the States to seek treatment, which ended up that he had a full-blown cancer already that he discovered, and they make it back. May his soul rest in peace, and may his light shine better so all of us can see. In the second round, the opposition went together and supported Weah, right? But when I hear people say the opposition not together, in the last election, there were 22 political parties were going differently. But I would say this though, we have said as the CPP or as ANC, Mr. Cummings has said from the onset to today, he will support the opposition, whoever make it to the second round, if at all there is a second round. Our goal is to do the work, to knock a door, to inform our people on their rights and responsibility, the importance of their vote, that we do not have to go to second round. It is possible. Because it is possible, I believe that Liberians are this solution. I was just in Liberia. I got back, I believe, week before last. I've been here less than 2 weeks. All right. And I went from place to place. Even sedition, who were cursing me on Facebook, came to see me and talk to me. Seditions. And let me make this disclaimer. My mother, all of my family voted for Weah. In fact, my brother, who is an upper corporate manager, looked at me one day when we were running the campaign and said, what the educated people have done for Liberia, Weah will do better. He can't talk right now. It was me and my brother out of our whole family, and there are thousands of us who went different positions. I went with Cummings.
Thank you.
We went with Bwaka. So the opposition, when the time comes to serve the Liberian people, they will do what they need to do. The only, let me finish this, the only opposition member who has said he's the only one that can be president is Joseph Bwaka. He has never said he will support whoever goes to the second round if they're in opposition. So let's make that clear.
Thank you.
We will stand with Liberia.
Thank you. So just to clarify that, even though Ambassador Bwaka said he had not said he would support someone, but you guys are willing to support him if he goes to the second round. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, when I make decision, I make collective decision or I make individual decision. Okay. In 2017, I chose to support Bwaka. This time around, I have not decided what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be honest with you. All right. I don't believe in tribalism, so I may not. Because Liberia is Liberia. For us to build Liberia, we have to do it as Liberians. That's the way I see it. I don't go with the Congo, the country, the stream package. My children were born out of the country because of the war. My husband grew up here. So I'm a stream package too. So why would I want to? But when we reach it, it's a bridge. When we reach it, we'll cross it. We'll decide what.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. CEO, can you just please follow the chat room? I think there's some conversation that you need to follow, look at too, please.
Okay, so I will go to my sister Mercy on the far end there. Mercy, I know it's not too much in your interest, but the question will come. Is it important that the opposition political party join forces in the runoff, or what do you think? Are they going to join forces, or do you think they will still remain divided? Go ahead, Mercy.
Thank you, Tim Max. Thank you for that good question. I remain mercy and I stand on my word whenever I speak. From the day one, I told you people, the oppositions are now united. And I can never retract that statement. Those people, they are all greedy money seekers who want to go into power and just obtain greed. Not what the Liberian people want. See what happened just recent time. How divided they were. They were fighting among each other because of power. And that power is money. And you think when one leaves back, they would like to join the other person? Hell no. And when you take this, guys, Liberian people, y'all mark my word this morning. When that runoff comes about, one party will tell their supporters, don't vote for them. Like what they did for Boykai, they did to Boykai and Jeremiah Kun. We all saw what happened on these blue streets. Boykai selected Jeremiah Kun as his running mate. What happened in the opposition camp? There was war. Those people are not united. I will always say, I will never regret what I say. They are not united. That's why CDC going to pick the one round we're going to give those people. Because of the division among them, we penetrate all their streets. They don't have one word. The division between them will make them not to excel the throne. And the Liberian people are watching. They have educated also the first-time voters. The first-time voters who were encouraged to go behind the opposition somehow. They saw how they were battling. And the question from the first-time voters were, but they are all oppositions. Why are they fighting among themselves? It's showing a red flag to the first-time voters. And trust me, all those boys and girls, they will be behind CDC because they are seeing the glaring what is happening in the sedition camp. You all stay tuned and watch what will happen during the election. How these people going to tear each other apart. That small one we saw this one time.
Thank you, my sister Mercy. So we will. Our guest panelist is here, so I know we can ask her directly, or we can make comments to have the show interactive. She's our guest on the show today. So the panelists here, you can post a question to her, or you can make a comment. We are open to that. We want the discussion to be interactive. So, Gabriel, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got a question for her.
Go ahead.
Once again, I want to say, Sister Yasini, welcome to the Diaspora Talk. This is your home. You are always welcome here. On the weekend, Mr. Cummings finally announced Charlie Bronsky as his running mate in the 2023 election. My question to you is, if you look at anytime you see politicians are always strategic, and you agree with me that, you know, for you to have a good political outcome, you need to be strategically positioned centrally to be able to achieve that. And we are seeing the new phase, so to speak, in the political arena of Liberia, Charlie Bronsky. The name Charlie Bronsky is something that we all know. She comes from a very good background. But I got a few questions for you. Now that we know that
after we'll take one due to time, please.
Yeah, now that we know that Fixer 2 is Charlie Bronsky, my question to you is, what economic policy will she espouse if Mr. Kumi and a ticket was elected in the 2023 election? And in terms of winnability, and I know you are quite aware of
Alfred,
system. In fact, you guys were the one that brought the VPS system.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
My sister's question, like just one question I'm asking.
No, we gotta go one.
Yeah.
No, we're working on time. You know that.
Does she have the political leverage in terms of the winnability? Does she have the political leverage? And what does the VPS say for her personally? What does the poll in Liberia say about her in terms of winnability?
So since we don't have time, because I even have to go to church, I'm going to choose one of the questions and answer the one I think the Liberian people need to know. I think it was very strategic, and I think Mr. Cummings is a great leader. He's a great leader based on his history. listen, change maker are risk taker. They have to boldly go where no other person has gone before. Charlene represents over 50% of the population who have been disenfranchised. You would tell me we have a vice president as a woman, we have a vice president, but look at the record. Charlene comes with clean record. Charlene comes as a builder who have built an institution, who believe in education. If you go, even in this Asia that you live in, if you're in China, in 1960, Chinese people could not afford to buy food to eat. The GDP were under like $100, all right? It took Xiaoping to come and bring in policy reforms, all right? And invest in education. So our power lies in our education. If you go to Rwanda after their war, they made primary K1 through 12 as their way out and investing into the citizen. We call it investing in your human capital, creating skills training. So if you are asking me if Charlene brings the cloud, we saw that yesterday. The proof is in the polling. We saw how much people asked to, and they sleep last night. In fact, I just set up 3 different chapters around the world between yesterday and today who want to be a part and see this is the change train that they want to be on. We're not even on the train. We're on the plane. For you to get off, we got to stop because we are in the air and we are gliding. So Charlene brings everything that Liberia has been waiting for. She brings youth. She brings clean credential. She brings her heart and she brings her hard work and her accomplishment. That my daughter can look forward to her, look up to her, to say, I want to be like her. So the Liberian women should take interest in this ticket. The Liberian young people should take interest in this ticket because Charlene knows how to build. We are elected people who do not know how to build, but know how to spend and know how to talk. Her records are there. So I'm on board and I support her from the day her name was called, and I will support her till we will win this election in Ghana.
Masago, I gotta follow up because she has
No. Konoma, please.
She has not addressed the question I asked.
No, so Konoma, we have to. Konoma, I will stop you. Konoma, I will stop you. We have to move on. CEO, you can make a comment.
I said she has to total order the country together. Listen to her speech.
We have to move on. We have to move on. You
asked 2 questions after we can talk in the back. You asked 2 questions.
We have to move on. We have to move on. We have to. Mr. Chairman, the question goes to you. Is the political parties willing to unite in the second phase of the election? Is it possible, from what we have been seeing over time between the Unity Party, the CPP, and the rest of the other opposition political parties? What do you make of it? You can post a question or you can make a comment to the question. Thank you. Go ahead.
I want to be town factors. Thanks a lot, Mr. C. I want to be town factors, and trust me, I just want to use my 2 minutes, and make a comment and ask our wonderful fixer mother a beautiful question. Our Mercy said something, and I want her to understand that the CEC been in the vanguard or our opposition for 12 years. And all that we saw from them was selfishness. All we saw from them was insult. All we saw from them was arrogance. All we saw from them was recalcitrant activities from the CEC-led government. We did not see a unity among they and the opposition that we are talking about today. So my question here now to our sister, we saw something wonderful yesterday. And trust me, it shocked the entire world. Because people never thought that, the number that came out yesterday, whatever people talk on local tour or whatsoever, CEC have been doing the same thing. So it doesn't matter. But the idea, we saw numbers yesterday. And that number, it rings, it tried to ring bells now in our ear.
It's not ringing bells in my ear.
There's a question to you. What's your expectation? Because we if we look at 2017 election, the ANC were I think at 4th place or at 5th place. So this 2023 election, what's your expectation for the ANC or the CPP?
Who's that question for?
For our guest.
All right,
Thank you.
You can go ahead.
Thank you, Lincoln, for that question. In 2017, ANC came 5th place.
Okay, thank you for the
Third place
correction.
in 6th candidate. ANC came 3rd in Montserrado. ANC came 3rd. I'm going to just give you the top 3. Nimba County. ANC for coming into the election 12 months and 12 months, well, 1 year and 4 months, 18 months, right? No, 16 months. We beat majority of the grandfather clock that were there. Even we took Montserrado, we can tear over LP. All right, LP came, we have 117,000 votes. Okay, that's the percentage. Now, what do we see? We are the fastest growing political party in Liberia. Let people understand it. Being opposition does not mean we have the same ideology. People, those of us who are informed and educated, understand the process, the essence of democracy is based on philosophy. All right? Because it says we the people. So we can't come because we say we are all opposition. Let's just remove we are. Let me be clear. I'm not here to just remove we are. I'm here to change the system. We wanted to remove UP yesterday. We are here to change the system. Now, here is what Kobe is believing. Marketalism, okay? Investing into your country and into your people. Charlene believe in the same thing. That is our economic plan. All right. So just to answer Alfred, so he can be that. All right. And that's why America used to become a world power. That's what England used to create what they have today. That's why Rwanda is using the same thing. China is using the same thing. South Korea is using the same thing. What do you call it? Singapore used the same thing to come from third world to first world. So we can have the whole economic, if you want to have an economic section, then we can talk about that. But we look to win this election to change Liberia.
Thank you, Yasini. We move on. Gabriel, can you please post the numbers for our viewers to put their calls through? I think we're almost at the finish line and we are getting closer. So the numbers should be up soon to our viewers. You can call and make your comments and participate on the program, or you can send a text as you guys are doing. I go to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you heard the question.
CEO Mazakwa, you are not doing all justice this morning.
No, I'm doing about the justice with a little time. I'm doing about the justice with a little time I have to. Why you taking away time? You're taking away time.
We need to ask them the hard
question. Just give him 1 second. Just give him 1 second.
You're taking away time, We have to move on. No, we can't address that here now. We have to move on. Emmanuel, Alfred, I will not give you all of the time. With the little time I have to manage it. We have to respect that. Thank you. Emmanuel, the discussion continues. You have the option to ask Yasini question, and you also have the option to answer the question. We have 1 minute. We got a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning. This is Zarza Emmanuel, and I'm calling you from Indiana right now.
Go ahead.
Thank you for taking my call. Yeah. Thank you, Sister Yasini, for trying to answer some of the questions. But one thing I want to say, guys, is that we are in a society where we chase winnability over competence. We chase people saying this is what Liberia want, and now what is needed to be done.
Okay.
In 2017, you said Liberia wanted George Weah, or only George Weah could win, so no need for all to waste our vote. Again, if our society was a society of issues, the CPP ticket, even though I'm not a CPP member, I don't support them, but the CPP ticket for the sake of Liberia would be the best ticket for Liberia for now. Look at Charlene's credentials. Look at Kumi's credentials. And compare with any other person in the race. Who can beat that ticket? Unfortunately, Liberia is just a clever program. You know what? At the near time, whether he is the one who is able to make the difference, it's not the case.
Thank you.
So I just want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, what we expect will not happen.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. All right, caller, your name and where you call from?
This is James Derrick calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Go ahead, James. You are live.
My question to my sister Yasini is, Charlie Bronstein or whosoever they don't have actual history with the Liberian people. Charlie never eat what Charlie didn't eat Baba John. Charlie didn't fall or Charlie was not in the war. Charlie was born with silver spoon.
No, you gave the caller chance to talk. No, don't interrupt the caller. Give him the chance to talk. He has his right to talk.
Baba join our trust, my brother.
Mr. Chairman, we can't do that.
You can do that. Give the caller chance. Caller, go ahead. You are protected. What's that?
Go ahead. Got another caller. Go ahead. Hello?
Hey, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Pro, man. What happened with Melo? I didn't got you on your show or what?
No, Pro, I don't know what happened, but welcome back. Well, you know we can't do that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My beautiful sister from the home, always beautiful. I listened to a show a bit. I'm on my way to church now. But my question to Sis yesterday has to do with, I think I wrote a question already on the screen, but I just want to reiterate.
Okay.
How did they come up with a decision of, I know yesterday is always an integral part of decision making when it comes to ANC. I don't care what anybody say, I know that. So how did they come up with that decision of selecting Charlene Bronstein? What were the criteria that were followed, and was it a hard or easy one? Because at some point I gave up. I almost asked my friend Lofa Julius, is there something about coming that I don't know about? Because people were like, oh, nobody want to be our president to the man. Everybody running away from him. I'm like, well, the comment that the one I'm reading about, is it different? Is that something you're hiding from me? But then at the end of the day, they got challenged. So how did it come up with that decision? Was it hard? Was it easy? Did it take a lot of work thinking? That's my question. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Pro. Thank you, and welcome back. Good morning, caller. Your name and where you call from. Go ahead. You are live. Good morning, caller. Your name and where you call from.
I don't like your program. Why you can call people? Oh, you interrupt people.
I'm sorry, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question with to Sis Yasini is that as for how she get all her history with the Liberian people. So my question with her is that first we saw coming running all over the place from places to places, and finally he landed with Charlene Bronstein. Is it money was involved in the process? Because we learned that money was involved in the process of bribing Charlene Bronstein to be the second in command. And we're looking at Charlene's history. She don't have no history with the Liberian people. Since they're still, she got history with the Liberian people, she know what she went through. Charlene Bronstein never went through any other thing. She didn't know what they call Baba John either. And she don't know what they call sleeping hunger. With hunger. She don't know nothing about it. So how can she reconcile with that? Thank
you. Thank you, my brother.
Probably that the name carrying them.
Hello.
ANC just lose the election just by putting Charlene Bronstein down there.
My name is Prince Massaquoi, calling from the state of New York.
Go ahead, Prince. You are live.
Yes, sir. I just want to first let's make some fact check when people come on the shows. They should come with a fact. Yasini said ANC came in Nibakani. That information needs to be checked. It's not correct. It's wrong. It's false information. You should not come to the public with those information. You got to first do some a little fact check before you come to the public. But that is the point. Let me go to my question to the ANC people and Yasini in studio.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Yasini, we just want to know, what is the relationship between Madame Salif and the ANC Cummings? Because we are getting information that Alex Cummings is Ellen Johnson Salif candidate. Her intention is not for Cummings to win because they have this arrangement with the CDC that after Joe Weah tenure, they will be turning it over to ANC. So ANC is like a spoiler in the show. I want you to address that. And secondly, the program was to start yesterday at 2 o'clock. Why you guys decided to go all the way to 5 o'clock? Is it because you guys were waiting for the truck to go from the Latina community to get a back? So at that
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, bro. All right, Yasini. A lot of questions. I want you to take your time and address the ones you can. If you can address all of it, we'll give you the time, but just be brief on each one of them because of time factor. Go ahead, Sister Yasini. Before you go, we got another caller on the line. Please, 1 minute. Let's take our caller.
I think my life is on when too bugging now the guys where you forget them.
Oh, go ahead. Caller, your name and where you call from. The line is hot.
Yeah, good morning, guys. My name is Colin Yankwa. I call from Iowa.
Right.
I just want to appreciate the panelists and the topic on the discussion. Thank you guys for the informative program. I have nothing much, but just to appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, my brother Cody. Alpha 1. All right. We still have calls coming, but we'll hold on the call for now. You know, we like to give our guests the time to speak to some of these questions. Yasini, unmute yourself, and if you can address some of the questions, please be brief because of the time factor and keep the ball rolling. We still have calls coming, but we have to let you speak. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me answer with Versus Pro. There was a committee set up. Mr. Cummings has said this over and over to find some of the best that Liberia has to offer from all gender, all candidates, and to bring them, and then they will go through the vetting process. So he went through a democratic process with a team looking for people. We, the women, also put forth names, okay? Mr. Cummings respect women. He respect people, all right? So as we mark down the names and their characteristics, what they bring to the table, how they will complement him, his ability to be able to service the Liberian people and deliver for the Liberian people, we came up with Charlene. We thought she was the best fit across all out. And then let me explain to people about people bringing, how you call it? Listen, Liberia does not have demarcation as to where you can vote, all right? You can live in Monrovia and go register in, I found that out later. You can live in Grand Jida and come to Monrovia and register to vote if you can get around, all right? So that's the Liberia it is. In America, I can only live where I register, where I'm domiciled, per se. So River said that was the vetting process. We brought a few people to the table, look at them, call them, just as when you're interviewed for a decision-making a position as a manager. And not one person, and not one interview you can have. You can have 1, 2, 3, then you have the whole collective interview until the person that you will be working with directly. So that's exactly what happened. She stood out the most. We thought would brace the young people. She would brace the women. She would brace this generation, the past generation, and the future generation. And she has what it takes, because what Liberia needs is who can create, who have the history of creating. So that's one. Let me go to the gentleman who called and said, Charlene don't have history with the people. Yes, and he does. Let me say this to you. If you were born in Liberia, you have history with the people. There's nothing in our constitution that says when struggle going on, people shooting around, you must stay there and die. If not, you will not have rights. 2, let's talk about Gandhi. Gandhi that all of us use. Gandhi didn't grow up in India. Gandhi grew up in England. When he came back to India, he left from India and went to South Africa. It's South Africa that he found his voice and came back to India to start the independent movement. So when y'all go back, you study history. Now, Black people didn't die for us who living in America for Black people to get independence. It took a white man, Abraham Lincoln, who died for us for the Emancipation or Proclamation. So let's continue this. So then let's come back to Weah who Master Koya Baker. Let's talk about Weah who Baba John, who worked with 2 of Johnny Table, who had to wait for his grandmother to come from the market before he could eat. What has he done to our people? Jay Biden stayed in the street for 2 days ago. Our children in 2020, over 1,000 plus children were raped.
I got follow-up question to Yasini, please.
Yasini, let's go to the question that the caller asked about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf being playing some games with and trying to be a supporter. What do you say to that?
So
I think Prince asked that question.
Let me say this to the caller. Say you want to know that. The initial idea that CDC was founded on was we the people for the masses, for equity, for like, and that's what my family people believe in, that we will come and our people's lives will change. We have the same ideology. Let me first of all say, if you're sedition and you voted for Weah and he have not delivered, we are the party you want to come to. And the door is open for us to grow Liberia together. All right? Because our idea is we are here for the people. Mr. Cummings is not coming to steal from you. He's already made. Yassini not coming to steal from you. I'm coming to bring business. So no, let me say this.
Thank you.
They hold on. They where in Ibwaka to go to ask Ellen for her support. So I'm not in the know if Ellen.
But what's the big deal? That a crime for Ellen to support a political party?
Ellen is a Liberian, a former president, the first woman president, the woman who took. I have a lot of issue with her, and all of y'all know this. But this is a woman who took Liberia out of the rebel, all right, and gave a structure which we have torn down. So if Ellie is supporting Mr. Cummings, when you tell Ellie supporter we are, you were saying Ellie that one mama. Okay, your poster, you're welcome her. You people welcoming Ellie. We're coming back to our party when she came back after they expel her. So how to listen? We can move.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask just a follow-up question, please?
No, Konoa, you have your time.
I just want to tell us exactly who are the
Konoa, we have other panelists that we have not gotten to. Konoa, we have other panelists that we have not gotten to. Konoa, you cannot hijack the show. Konoa, I will not let you do that. You cannot hijack the show. Everybody have their time. We move in sequence. Other panelists here have not spoken. Please, when you have your time, use it wisely. Thank you. Emmanuel, you have the option to ask the guest, or you can give your insight on what you think on the runoff. Is the opposition political party going to put their differences aside and unite to unseat the ruling establishment, or you think they're still going to be fighting as we see today? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So I would like to ask Sis Yassini this question. And before asking the question, I would like to say this to her. You see, when it comes to support, there are some people who bear witness, more especially when you and somebody from the same tribe or the same family and other things. There are times that you can bear witness as your support. It doesn't mean that you are tribalist or whatever. So I just want to correct that because I heard something in your statement about support to Joseph Boakai and what have you. And I like your style, but there is something about ANC and the relationship with the upper horse and the lower horse. Because the way the horse function, 1 + 1, we know that is 2. But in the horse, it's not 2 until it has been voted upon. So the fixing of a thing that ANC want to fix the system. What is there that without the horse vote or without it coming from the upper or lower horse, that independently you can fix from the executive that can change and transform Liberia?
Thank you. Yassini, you have 1 minute to respond to that.
Can I be really short
we
with
kind of
that?
squeeze up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're squeezing up with time. So
Liberia has an imperial presidency. The president has power to veto. Okay. And in democracy, the people have the power. If the people believe in the president and the people who they sent to Monrovia refuse to do the job, the president can come to the people. It can be override. It can be recalled. So it happened in anywhere. The presidency is where leadership starts from. Development will start from the bottom. So you can only change Liberia from the top. And the development can start from the bottom. Then we get a selfless president. So that's my answer to you. We can talk more on that. Maybe next time you just choose one topic. Let's finish it and we can come back for another topic. That's what I think.
Thank you. Chris, you already had your time, Chris. I know we've been back and forth and we'll call us. Did I get you in?
No, but I think Gabriel wanted to ask questions.
No, go ahead, Chris. Rizzo, go ahead.
Yeah, I will go to Gabriel. Go ahead.
I just want to answer this question. What they think about Charlene, if Charlene has the political capital to actually contribute to the winnability of Mr. Cummings. How did they come to the conclusion of the vetting process to vet Charlene Bronsky, who is a total novice to Liberian politics?
Go ahead, Yasini. I hope you got the question.
I will ask before I answer that question. What is Liberian politics?
Contemporary Liberian politics is something that you have to serve.
Can you speak up a little bit so I can hear you? Your voice is too soft.
They both candidates, the vast tenor bearer and the tenor bearer, having served in Liberia before. So if they win, how can they combat the corrupt practices that in government? How can they figure it out? They are never served before.
So then, what is Liberian politics? I'm trying to understand. Corruption are corruption, stealing are stealing, killing are killing. So what is Liberian politics? No, Master Clay. Hold on, my sister. Politics is based on philosophy, ideological belief. What is Liberian politics? What is Liberian politics that you're talking about? I hear this a lot. It's a throw word that they throw. What is Liberian politics? What is the philosophy? What is the belief system? What is Liberian politics? Then we answer the question.
Yes, can I? Oh my God. We need to have says Yasini on another day, so that we can really answer the hard questions. Yeah, because I am fired up. I am very fired up.
I am too. I'm very excited for everything that is happening.
Alfred, hold on. Someone is speaking on the floor.
Chris is talking.
A contemporary Liberian politics is where you serve and understand the nitty-gritty of Liberia, the Liberians, and how things run in Liberia. But they have not served before. They don't know. They just come in, and how can they combat issues that surrounding corruption and other issues in Liberia if they should win?
Okay, and what is your name? Because I can't see your name. I want to address your name when I talk.
I'm Christina Fodder.
Okay, Christina, thank you so much. But I said, what you're trying to call here is degradation, corrupt practices, failed system, okay? And you want somebody who has been a part of. All the other people we are crying because everyone has been a part of have failed. We need to re-engineer it. We need a new mindset. We need a different experience. And that's what we're getting. You get people, we have people who have not built. They come, they divide the money among themselves. They watch our children die. They watch our children rape. They build themselves McMansion. They cover it with big fences like they're in prison. You're bringing a man who understands how to work and earn living, how to build and create wealth, okay? Who believe in marketerism, okay? Which is investing in your people, investing in businesses, and the businesses will grow your country and your people will grow in the country. You also have an educated. When I hear people say, Charlie didn't do that. Charlie is your associate professor and teaching your law student. She has been giving her time. All right. Charlie is a Liberian who went away. It's like you're talking to me. I hear you're saying that you're sending you guys speaking with the people. If my name were on that paper, you would have said, oh, that's all she was talking for. That's all she been going back and forth for. That's what you would have said. Listen, we can't move the goalposts. Change is here. You're either on or you can start thinking about it. Christina, I'm not talking to you. Mom, I'm not talking to you directly. I answer your question. Christina, listen.
Christina, give the chance.
Christina, listen to me. I will never disrespect another woman. Okay? The only thing we'll talk about is issue. I will not talking to you directly. I answer your question and I veer off to people who say that Charlie is this, is that. What I'm saying to you is, all right, Abraham Lincoln had never been black, but he died for black people. Gandhi didn't live in India. He got educated in England, but he fought to his last breath for Indian independence. But Kenya is the contrast. We are live with us. We are in Baba John. We are left Liberia saying he was 19 years old. We made him president.
All right. Thank you. Let's move on. Gabriel, you got the time. You can post your question or.
Gentlemen, the platform is so much active right now, so I'm sitting at control. Let me just allot my time to Alfred. Go ahead, Alfred.
Yeah, no, I was going to give him the time when everybody is done, but not in the middle of
excuse me 1 minute. Somebody is trying to call and they say the number you got is wrong.
No, I'm seeing the calls, but I was asked by the chairman to slow down the calls and have the conversation, and later maybe we can take a few calls.
He said he's seeing the
They're
call.
calling. I'm seeing the bike. You saw how it was coming back to back, and it means we're going to be here for maybe the next 10, 15, 20 minutes.
But he's cutting it off because they told him to stop it.
Yeah, if you get after the time, then let me just take my 1 minute back.
Yeah, you will get his time. Go ahead,
Mr. CEO. I think what we need to do is this. Sorry, gentlemen, for just coming a little bit, right? Or in much we are trying to make it very much interactive.
I have to go to church, I really do.
Yeah, we will still give the audience the time again to take a move 5 calls after everybody has made a point.
Mr. Chairman, we got a caller. Caller, your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Peter. I'm calling from the East Coast. Thanks for the show. I want to quickly take my 1 minute to ask a couple questions.
Go ahead, Peter.
First thing first, to the ladies here, Liberian politics. This is what we keep hearing from people who haven't given themselves no chance to learn about any other country. What you call Liberian politics, you talk about corruption and how politicians are carrying. It happens in every emerging democracy. That means every country, from Argentina to Brazil, to the U.S., to the Philippines, all emerging democracies. There's not one thing you can point out that happens in Liberia. It's not happening there. I get them to pick a country that it doesn't happen. Second thing, tell me which nation any of these people, I'm telling them, especially Mercy, which of these people have studied any nation, how they were developed? Every nation was developed by elites. People purposely take their people and send them out to learn and become elite in fields so they can come back and teach. That's what nations do that are built. Okay? Charlene worked in corporate law. That means she understands business law and how it's supposed to be structured. She's the person who's going to be in the Senate if she wins. That means the contract, the 66 bogus contracts we talked about, wouldn't happen under her watch because she's a wonk for that. She liked looking at documents. That's what she did at an Ivy League institution. She went to Columbia undergrad, and she went to Howard University, one of the top HBCUs in the world, to study corporate law. You people need to stop that. We need competent people to turn our country around and not over here.
Thank you.
War. So one last thing. If you're saying that being in for the war is a criteria that we should be judged on, that means you're saying it's okay to discriminate against people. So let's discriminate against people who don't know anything. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
I don't think her question was all about discrimination. Chris' question she asked wasn't.
Let me just ask my
question. Gabriel, go ahead.
Not just lose the election by selecting Charlene. Trust me.
Yeah, all right, Gabriel, before you go there, let's take this second call.
That's easy to win an election.
CDC will win for we got somebody on the line. We got somebody on the line. Yasini, we got a caller. Go ahead, caller. Your name and where you call from. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I just called to add to the discussion.
Go ahead, Matthew. You got 1 minute.
I would like to say to the UP supporter and some of the people we respect them so highly of being educated. Like when they call or when they are bringing their dispute to the table, they always intend to minimize other people who support other candidates. I want to say this to you guys. It's best you guys campaign on what you guys going to do for the Liberian people instead of minimizing other people. Instead of telling us why Kumi carry troop to Basso, why Kumi carry these people this place. First of all, Kumi and Charlie, they're going to be contesting for president and vice presidential posts. So it doesn't matter where people come from to go there and cherish them and support them. If this was a senatorial post or representative post, then we will understand that trucking is, legal. But in this case, this is a presidential post, so it doesn't matter. Somebody will be in Lima and still vote for Pony. Somebody will be in Riverside and vote for Pony.
Thank you, my
so
brother.
Let's get it point clear, okay?
Thank you.
Let's argue on campaign and talk about strategy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is the last caller. Caller your name and where you call from. We'll take this and then.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call. My name is Alexander Garpar.
Go ahead, Alexander.
I'm calling from New York.
Go ahead.
This is what I want to say. I am very disappointed in our people. When you talk about Charlene, right? I mean, we send our daughters to school to prepare them for the future, and here is a bright lady who came out of everything, and she's ready to serve. But people are not criticizing her, talking about, she doesn't have experience with the Liberian people. And this woman has a law firm. She's serving the people. She's helping them. So how can anybody say that she doesn't have an experience? You got to eat mobile jump before you get experience with Liberian people.
Thank you, my brother.
That's crazy.
Thank you so much.
That's why you guys going to lose that election.
All right.
But most of y'all see you're Baba John. Seriously, most of you guys are seeing here.
Mr. Chairman, Gabriel, pick it up. We'll go to Alfred, and then we try to wrap the ball. Go ahead, Gabriel.
So mine is just a very short question. So I just over the years I have really observed that the politics in Liberia, it is more toxic. The rhetoric is more toxic between the UP and the ANC. Most of the time, you see, ANC people, condescendingly and derogatively describing JMB as, old man, old car, all those derogatory remarks. He has a pacemaker, he has this. And I have a thing that, no matter how fierce they are attacking, I should give space for, resolution, one way or the other. There should be room left for some kind of resolution. So I want to know, with the kind of toxic politics between you and the Unity Party, which conflict resolution strategy have you really put in place that if you ANC go the second term, you have that face to really go back to the UP and say, come and support us. Like you, Yasini, especially taking some of your people that Munafaha, who always posting about that land rule, calling him land rule. What's the face? What kind of face does she have to go back to people that open Baka to come and tell you, say, please come and support Alexander B. Cummings?
Yeah, you calling from where? You want to participate on the show?
Yes.
Yeah, man, we're on the show talking about.
Okay, so Gabriel, thank you for that question.
Why?
But let's retrospect a little bit. After 2017 election, UP were nowhere to be found. In the by-election in 2019, it was Alexander Cummings spending his resources everywhere. When Bronsky came up with the idea of the opposition uniting, we said we did not want to be a part because we put our money where our mouth is. So we brought in UP, LP. You know the story. We sponsor everything. When we came together, the idea was we should all pay a certain amount. It was a membership club. If you remember, don't rush me, please. Let me bring this. You have 200 and some more people watching. Let's educate the people. We don't need to rush, okay? When you brought us here to educate so all of us can understand. Now, under the leadership of Alexander Cummings, the CPP document was created. The first signing, the UP people put in there a clause that said only members, active members should get jobs. The Liberian people say, heck, that's not what we want. They went back, they modified it. They came back, they said there was a health clause in there. It discriminated against people. So they went back and modified it. Then it came back for the church on. And then the UP and the LP said, oh, certain things were there. They were not there before. Mind you, they didn't go back to say with the people, because if I decided the first word that came out of Alexander Cummings' mouth was, it is the will of the people that we come together. It was also Bwaka's word. It is the will of the people that we come together. Nyamli also said it was the will of the people that they came together. So the LP. So meaning it was by the command of the Liberian people to come together. And we agreed on that. They did not go back to say, okay, let's move the other clause. They went to court. Papa Bwaka, who's supposed to be the elder statesman, listen, I used to be very close to Papa Bwaka. In fact, I ran his campaign. My brother, the late Dr. Emmanuel Dolo, was advisor to him for almost 6 years. All right? I hosted him in Georgia. Go on my page, you will see that. I just don't talk, right? And he went to court to testify against Mr. Cummings. And he said he didn't know Mr. Cummings. I know I have hosted he and Mr. Cummings. I know he and Mr. Cummings went to school together. You see, he calls in his brother and friend. He come to his house here. Cummings go to his house in Liberia when Cummings lived here. So he went and took this man to court. According to Serena Seafors, Mr. Cummings was like Jesus that was given by his people to crucify, and he was not inside. Now, let's go to the pacemaker. I didn't say Papa had pacemaker. When the story got out, he got on 50 and said he has pacemaker. And he does. Listen, we cannot shy away from the truth. If you're going to choose a man that will decide the future of your children and my grandchildren, we have the right to ask about his physical health, his mental health, because he will be making decisions pertaining to our lives. Will it be him making a decision or the people around him? We see that with Weah. When Mr. Weah came the other day, President Weah, he said, I'm not a politician. People came to me and they said they wanted something from the government, for the people, so they wanted me to run because they can use my popularity. Is that what we are doing? So I have the right. It's not being condescending. I'm in America. We drag Donald Trump. We drag Joe Biden. We didn't vote both Joe Biden based on his age, but we voted him on based on his record. But his age also matters. Your cognitive system does matter. Your ability to physically move as a president, to cognitive do this make decisions matter. Master, let me finish. Let me let my thought.
Master, let you conclude.
Let me let my thought. We can say that. Let me tell you something. If my mother was 80 years, in fact, I will not vote for my mother because I'm my mom. I will not vote for her because my mother cannot carry my children the way I can carry my children. Okay? So he said it. The people are the one. All of you were here when UP people were calling us, what they call it, calling ANC people weak and names. They were all over Facebook calling Alexander Cummings a married, faithfully married man who adores his wife and children. Two beautiful, accomplished young people, adults who are making their quarters to society in South Africa and America with 4 grandchildren, who have been faithful and rose up and work hard to get to where he is. And even giving back to Liberia, when I hear you say, Cummings never worked for. Mr. Cummings was used on the board of PW.
You have to be a little bit my sound is running off.
Yeah, my question was, well, all the vicious attack, I mean, what's the conflict resolution strategy?
We'll let that go.
We will support opposition. If that is the opposition, I'm not sure that when we get to the bridge, we will cross it.
I'm sorry, but we'll have to stop there and let Konowa ask his follow-up questions so we can try to wrap up. I know today's Sunday we'll have to.
Something is now.
Go ahead, Konowa.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
1 minute, man.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 1 minute, man. No, we have a lot of caller from the US and we have one caller from Liberia.
If you have a caller from Liberia, I want to call you.
Mr. Chairman, we wrapping up now. I think we'll stop calling for now. Let Konowa say his question and we try to let our guests go and we all can.
From Liberia. I think you
say that.
Take a call from Liberia.
Yeah, I beg you guys, man, please.
Mr. Chairman, let it be brief. You know, we
on the call, let me straight to the point, man.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, make your point quickly. Your name and where you joining us from?
is first calling from Liberia, Niba to the person. Yeah, I'm calling for Senegal City this afternoon.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to see this afternoon is Friday when Spring Johnson with CDC, the whole county on CDC, but now as we speak to the whole county on to Joseph Braga. So I don't care what you do. Joseph Braga is the second, is the next president in this country. So anybody who's saying that never forget it. Myself for the CDC, but it's not easy. The whole country for Joseph Braga now, meaning Niba County, you can't in Niba for Prince Johnny. He still remains supreme in Niba. He had to fight this man in Niba. So that's it.
Thank you. I think I hear it, man. Even though you didn't go to the topic, but
Alfred, you have the time. 1 minute to finish your question.
You want me to
Yasini. Yasini. No. Yasini, let Konwa ask his follow-up question, and you say you're about to go to church, so we all want to wrap up. We all got to go to church, so I try to make it,
see why the opposition
work with the time I have.
I follow up. Even though Sister Yasmin did not adequately address my question I asked previously, but the follow-up question I asked was when one of the panelists asked what were the criteria set for Mr. Cummings to choose Charlie Bronski, and she made mention in her deliberation that there were names. There was a committee set up that was vetting people, and they had names, and they went through the names from one all the way down, and Charlie Bronski name emerged as the best among the rest of the names. So my question to her is, does she care to tell us the names that were vetted? Because we know that a rescue mother from the side of the Unity Party was also in that name. Does she care to tell her the number of names? In fact, the vice presidential candidate to Joseph Biden also asserted that Mr. Cummings approaching to be the vice presidential candidate to him. Does she care to explain that to us?
All right, thank you. Yasini, you want to address that in 1 minute, please?
Yes, we believe in people privacy. Okay, no, I'm not going to. The rest of the name that you all heard, that's the name you heard. Charlie is the chosen person. The other people, for me, I would as a professional person, respect the privacy.
Right. Thank you.
You have 1 minute
to respond to the caller who just called Yasini. You can take 1 minute to respond.
Musa Belete is a Liberian, and he happens to be my brother from Nimakani. I am a Nibali and a Brangidian, a Madingo Gio. Yes. So yes.
My in-law, I'm married to a Nibali, and I'm my in-law, but then I
good. And you coming right with all mercy. I'm coming to Minnesota to see you.
I would love to see you.
I'm coming to you.
I would love to see you. If opposition win the election, I will definitely change and be your ANC. But I tell you people, like
I like that.
The opposition,
but you have to join. I'm coming there. We have the party to yours, man.
In our country. Trust
me. Listen, it's done.
The biggest mistake the opposition made was to choose Charlene as the running mate.
All right. All right.
You as a mistake.
Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, our sister Yasini, who have been here for at least over 2 hours discussing the issues. At this point, gentlemen, we would like to ask our sister Yasini to give her parting comment as we are wrapping up. Chris, I'm speaking, and Yasini, you can give your parting statement as we wrap up. Thank you so much for being here today. I know the Diaspora Talk appreciate your time and all of your, expertise on these issues that we just discussed, and we always love to see you back in the future. Go ahead.
So let me say to the Diaspora Talk management, it's always an honor being here. Respect you guys. Great conversation. My sisters on here, Chris and Mercy. Let's do this again. I respect women's voices. I believe this is our century. This is our time to elevate our daughters, to elevate our voices, but do it with love and respect. We can disagree to agree. I love that. I believe that competition is needed everywhere because competition breeds talent. You can either bring your best foot or your worst foot, and you will see that. But to the Liberian people, You have an opportunity this time. You have an opportunity. It's clear and concise as to which way you want to take Liberia. You want to go to the past? Here you are. You want to stay in the current predicament? Here you are. You want to leap from to the future, to the 21st century, to give your children hope, okay? To compete with the rest of the world into this global environment or technological village. We are smart. We can learn. We are easy learner as Liberia, especially to those of you who have daughters. Let's elevate our daughters. Let's support them. Let's respect them because they have the same potential. So I want to say to all of you, thank you. Thank you, Basolen, for saying yes. Thank you, Nimakante, for hosting us. Thank you to the Liberian people. I know. Mercy, let me lay. You woman, I told you I'm coming to you, Minnesota. I'm serious. I was just in
Make sure you
Minnesota.
call me. You call me, I will come find you.
You see, she's making me break my thoughts. I can't flow. I say you're being bad.
Marcy, you gotta let her speak, please.
My sister now, come on now. We gotta talk.
Yeah, that distraction strategy Mercy coming up with so good that you're saying it for your
I am saying,
gentlemen, let it get speak.
The mothers and fathers, if you are a son of a Liberian woman, if you are a mother of a Liberian child, this is your time to rise up, to answer this question. Listen, if you want to see the future of a nation, see how it treats its current generation. If you want to see if the nation will progress, see how it treats its women, its female. We, the women, are the first teacher of humanity. The way we are respected, the way we are elevated, the way we are treated, that shows what direction the nation will go in. We're going to plan for 100 generations, meaning we'll invest in the children. So thank you for having me. It has been real. Let's do this again, but stay with only 2 topics so we can exhaust it so people can call and get to understand Gabriel, TT, Masakwe, Lincoln, Isaac, I owe you big time. Mercy, I'm going to call you. Stop. I said, I'm coming to you. My dear, I got plenty of mouth. So I come in. Chris, it's nice meeting you. Emmanuel, great talking to you. Let's do this again. I'm available. In fact, I'm a teacher, so school is out. I'm moving for 4 weeks. Call me and I will show up.
You only offer one question. And next time.
Everything is on the table.
No, next time you come by your AST, you pay money.
Thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
We love you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
To Minnesota to you.
I would like to interact with you, even though somebody from the ANC telling me that this Mercy girl doesn't speak English. You need to come to my school. Let me put English
we
in
can't respond to everything that people say here. We can't.
No,
please. We have to move on. People don't respond to those things. We don't. Emmanuel, we'd like you to give your party statement as we wind down the curtains. Kick it rolling, Emmanuel. Hit your 1 minute. Let's go.
Yeah, so
yes. Okay.
For my parting comment, I would just like to thank every one of the panelists and our sister Yasemin. And I like the fact that we asked our question and she was able to answer and all of the questions. And I would just like to, say to her that she can bring more ANC people on our show. Let's talk about the issues and other people from the Unity Party. In that, we will be able, as opposition Black, to be able to one day unite and agree upon something in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Konoma, hit your 1 minute party statement, comment.
Thank you.
Let's keep it.
Thank you. It was nice having Sister Yasini here, but quite frankly, she did not address a question that asked for. One of the questions I asked her was what economic policy Sharon Bronsky would be
Alfred,
I'm having my 1 minute. I'm having my 1 minute. So just
statement. We can discuss what passed. party statement.
That's my
Let's
party
stick to
statement. That's my party statement. If you give me the time, I would. You give me my
Go
one
ahead.
minute.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go
So
ahead, please.
you know, when you choose someone to be your boss, running mate, or somebody that running to you, you all have the same mind, and somebody can bring something on the table that they believe that they can work with you to achieve. She was not able to tell me exactly what economic policy that Charlene will be bringing on the table to work with Mr. Cummings to be able to achieve. I also asked her whether or not Charlene Bronski has what it takes when they are elected
Alfred.
I'm making a point.
That's not how the Diaspora Talk is ran. The guests have left. The guests have left.
T-Man, just a minute. Alfred, you are using 1 minute.
No, but you using 1 minute. No, you using 1 minute. No, Alfred, I will disrupt you because in using 1 minute, you can't discuss the guests. You can't discuss what the guests said or never said. You can only tell us your party statement. That is what the show was, how you felt about it, and all of that.
But you can't tell me what to say on the show. No,
but you cannot be discussing the guests. The guests left.
I'm a guest panelist here. I have the right to evaluate the guest as it relates to what she said to us.
No, not with the way you go in. Alfred.
T-Mac, let's give him a chance.
Maybe a party comment. Just want to be on the question you wanted to ask.
The guest wasn't able to do this. The guest wasn't able. She's left. We asked the questions. It's done. You can't be talking about it.
Let's give him a chance. Let you say what you have to say.
T-Mac,
brother, go ahead.
All of us here on the show are professional people, and we come here to inform our people on the exigencies of our country. Okay, so tell me, when I come here, I supposed to come here to send out their messages to Liberian people. Mayuna, Sister Yasini was here projecting the ANC and the CPP to the Liberian people as it relates to the election. She was here telling the Liberian people how to vote for their candidate. And she was here projecting Charlene Bronski. So my thing is, she did not address my question that I was trying to allude to. That one of the questions I asked her was, what Charlene Bronski has in terms of lobbying the current legislature, especially the Senate, you know, as it relates to their food. Does she have to influence decision in the Senate? She did not address that. So my thing is, if we are bringing people here to come and not address the hardcore question, then I think we don't need to have the show. We don't need to have the show. If you're telling me to say I should not talk about what people come here to talk about our country, I will just say, oh, the show went fine. I'm not here to sugarcoat you. I'm here to deal with the issue. As a matter of fact, I'm a politician on the show. So I will not come here and keep quiet. Now, so just
we're not venting anger here. We asked for party statement.
No, I am not angry.
You talking to the guest. You complaining for what she did and what she never did. No, that's not the point of party statement. After we can go in our staff meeting and discuss. We cannot do that here.
No, I don't think he needs to be protected because he has been given the time to say this 1 minute and he continued on the same issue. So I think we can proceed to the next question to give the
go ahead, gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think it was a spirited conversation. Firstly, I want to tell our sister Yasini Martin, thank you so much for trading your valuable time to come here. Our first discussion was about security issue, whether we have the security to actually combat electoral violence and other things. But I can say is that the entire security system is logistically challenged. In fact, Liberia does not prioritize security. We don't have security. How can you say you have security? In the 2022 budget, you only allotted 3 million there. Then the old executive mansion that Eddie Johnson said he'd been facing since I don't know when 2005. Yes, 2005. She's been renovated. That's another avenue in which they used to fund our money. You allotted all 4 million there. So just to renovate all executive mansion, the money you use is even more than the entire security of the country. Look at the horse of the entire horse of Sunday, my brother, 21.2 million. The office of the president, my brother, if you look at it, 5.45 million. So look at it only tells you that we don't prioritize security. So we need the attention of our international community to really help us when it comes to the electoral issue. And secondly, to the ANC, my brother, let me say this. I have disarmed myself from all retaliatory comments, attacks, and other things towards any opposition, political party. Alexander B. Cummings, I wish him well in his political endeavors. If he comes second,
Alfred, please mute your monitor, please.
If Alexander B. Cummings comes second, don't be surprised. I will joyfully support him. If Joseph Nyuma Braga comes second, I will also support him. And now when Aaron Costa is in the league, I will also support him. So thank you so much. I think it was a very invigorating, conversation.
Thank you, Mercy. Let's go.
Yes,
Give it a shot.
Okay. So my
One shot. Let's go.
People who know me, they have known me over the years to be a realist, a true Liberian.
But I need Mary Bro. Now I'm going to say Mary Bro.
Why you taking Mary Bro? I'm Mercy.
No, I mean, I want to change our whole.
Gabriel, don't interrupt. Mercy fire. We got to go.
How many minutes am I firing for before I go?
1 minute. All right. 1 minute, few seconds, go.
Okay, so guys, let's be serious here. I said it and I'm saying it again. The mistake that was made in the ANC camp was choosing Charlene to be the running mate. Charlene, that girl has all the potential. Trust me, in life, she's educated. She's this, she's that. I'm not disputing. I'm not jealous of her because myself, I am an educated person. So there is no way I'm going to be jealous over my friend woman who knows better, like me. But at least they should have tried from the representative post, carry her in the house first, nurturing her politically before ascending her to be a running mate to Cummings. That is a big loss to the ANC. UP is watching. And while you're dead in the ANC camp, it gave UP the rush to come on you guys. Probably you guys did not recognize what you did. But I'm telling you, as a sedition, it gave ground to UP. And if you think you're doing it to suppress UP, no. You guys have already suppressed your political winning ticket. And to the Liberian people, I want to tell you guys before I leave this platform, I want you to put your egg, that one egg, in one basket. Cast that vote for CDC because we are seeing it. How much good President Weah is taking the country. Development, we are there. Everything is in tight. I mean, we have it under control. The Liberian people, those who have the political eyes, the political understanding, trust me.
All right, Mercy.
Cast that vote for CDC. And we will take Liberia to a better fireplace. And so that we can vote for people who are fighting amongst each other, people who are jealous of each other.
Thank you, Mercy.
People who don't reason with each other, people who are.
Thank you, Mercy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chris, kick it. Let's go. Take that shot, Chris.
I'm the last.
Chris, go ahead. No, you can't be last. Go ahead, please. Go.
Who is the last?
We gotta go.
Who is the last?
We gotta go, Chris. Go.
I mean, you gotta edit that and post you in front of it now.
That's fine. Go, Chris. Go. Time. Go. Statement. Go.
I just want to say happy birthday to my bastard sister, Charlene Bronski, the VP in waiting, as they claim. And I just want to say that they pick as Yasini said, the pick represent Liberian women, but Charlene had not been associating with the locals when it comes to Grand Bassa and other counties. So we don't believe that that pick represents the Liberian women at large. And the pick was premature because Charlene had not been nurtured. She lived in a politician house, and I don't think she lived around her father or died when he was actually engaged into Liberian politics for her to learn from him a lot. I was a strong supporter, and I'm still a strong supporter of Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky. And that's the fact still remains there. History can still judge us, but I don't support her bid for vice tenor bearer. And I just want to speak when it comes to the security issues, when it comes to Liberia, if the security apparatus have the logistical power to combat pre and post electoral violence, I still stand and say no, because we don't have the logistics, we don't have the manpower. So we all should put together rally forces around and be able to sensitize every Liberians that what we have been through, we don't want to go back there. So we pray that pre and post electoral violence shouldn't occur, because we don't have that logistical power to combat anything of that nature.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. We will go to the chairman himself. Mr. Chair, you want to wrap it up? Then I can.
Definitely, most precisely. Well, thank you so much for a splendid moderating today. I admire the way you with actually time press. And as I speak right now, it's 11:50 p.m. South Korea time. Thanks so much, Team Matt, for your time, and thanks to our guest who was also here giving a contribution. I want to firstly take this time to congratulate two artists from Liberia, our comedian Paul Flomo on getting married to his beautiful wife, and then Christoph the Change also just did a traditional wedding. You know, the Bible says, any man who find a wife find a good thing, right, and obtain favor from the Most High. So I want to congratulate the two guys, for finding their wife. On our topic, on the issue of security, like I said, it is very important, and people, don't want to take it serious, like our sister Marcia Tutu Collins, When you talk about security, there are three things that are listed here. You talk about the strength, you talk about the budget, and you talk about logistics. What are the logistics that the Liberian police have, or even the armed forces of Liberia? What are the logistics? They do not have a damn logistics. Where's the manpower? They do not have manpower. There's nothing our security forces. The one major thing our security forces can boast of in Liberia is a training. Trust me, these guys are well trained. But without all of these three things, trust me, how can you, like Taylor once said, Toto want a box, but the hands are very short. How can these things happen? So it is more difficult for our security apparatus out there, with all these things they lack. And on the issues, finally, about the opposition political party, I don't get this thing clear right from Liberians when we come out to say that, this person did not let people are making some other statement. But I mean, everybody entitled to their opinion, right? That somebody did not eat, Baba John and what have you. You think during the war, everybody ate Baba John or chicken green? Then I heard about it. Some people were 2 hours in our country, 24 hours around the clock. They were there during the war. They did not eat Baba John. They eat chicken green or 5 finger. So that shouldn't be a yardstick, to use on somebody, to want, vying for such position. I think the major thing we talk about, this lady is a Liberian. She's qualified, she's educated, and XYZ. So it is a fun thing for Alexander coming, picking, Charlie Bronsky, as his running mate, and we look forward for a better election in our country. Trust me, I do not support any political party, but I support Liberia. But every positive thing that I see in my country, I'm going to talk about it. We need competent people on board to be able to lead our country, to success. Liberians are dying every day. There are a lot of things that we want better for our country, that you and I can have the opportunity to go back in our country and we'll still feel the same way, like the way we feel where we are today. But when one of these things lacking, trust me, my brother, we'll never have no fun time when we have the opportunity to go back there in our country. We want the best for our country. Sheldon Bronsky, I think, is a fine piece by Mr. Cummings, and trust me, Grand Bassa is going to be a battle Zoom. We also Western also in a number. So trust me, it's a very fun thing. Now the opposition has to put themselves together in the second round. I think it's a fun thing for everyone to go a separate way, but trust me, second time around, they're gonna put their hands together like the CEC did before, merging victorious. They did the same thing. They did not win the first term. What happened? Second time,
they have people supporting them. So similar thing that are going to happen. So let the opposition try to work hard together. Like Gabriel said, he's not going to be, attacking people anymore. I think that's fine. Discuss the issue and not to discuss the personality. If you want to discuss personality, discuss the important part of it. But don't go, denigrating people, going to people's personal life and trying to bring statement out, that's not necessary. So I want to thank every one of us, for taking our time discussing the issue of our country. We hope the best for Mama Liberia. And October 10th election, we pray that it be peaceful and wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen.
It will be under the George Weah government.
Thank you very much. That was the chairman for the board of the Diaspora Talk. So I will finally be wrapping up. Mercy, I'm speaking. I will be wrapping up finally the program today. We had two topics under discussion. We could not reach the third one. We talk about security. When it comes to security, it's a paramount issue to our country. And I would like to call on the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency.
Oh my God. The police gonna pull me over.
Mercy, mute yourself, please. Mercy, please.
Honey.
Mercy, please mute yourself, please. I would like to call on the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, Ambassador George Weah. We will want you to emphasize more on security when it comes to the upcoming elections. Please work with your guys in the house, allocate funds and logistics for our security forces. The Chief of Staff, the IG, is very important. Every country deserves good security when it comes to our livelihood and also major events like our elections. So I hope you guys are listening. I hope you guys are watching. It's very important. When it comes to the CPP, Alexander Cummings, I would like to say congratulations to my sister Charlene Bronsky. I think she's a very fine daughter of Liberia, highly educated. She has a very clean moral character, and she's somebody with a very good track record. Those are the kind of people we need in leadership. I was so honored. I was happy when I saw her hand raised to the crowd, seeing another woman taking a bold step. It means a lot to me. I really, honestly love that pick, and I wish Alexander Kumi and Charlene Bromsky the best in the upcoming elections, and we wish the best for our country. On this note, I'd like to say thank you to our viewers and all of the callers who contributed to the Diaspora Talk. We want to say this is your platform. We respect your views, your comments. Come here, tell us how you think. Give us suggestions on how we can improve the show. And we look forward to working with our audience. But thank you so much for all of the beautiful comments. Even though, yes, sometimes we disagree and also disagree to agree. We want to say thank you to the callers who took their time to call on the Diaspora Talk. Please come back next Sunday, same time, and we'll be right here. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Don't vote for CDC so you can have a better Liberia, developmental Liberia. CDC is always there to bring developmental Liberia, people.
CDC will be front.
Y'all vote for CDC. Y'all vote for CDC, guys. The best political party that Liberia have ever put out. Since President Doe passed, the very best president is George Weah, His Excellency.
It's Gralla Boy, King Jaffa, see you, Paseo. Mama, paranola, you making me baka. Making the people sound saka. I know say you fair, we feeling out your baka, man. Your hella baka, my lale, your hustle, man, you rolling with it, dada. Lemo kofi, papa, my queen up for play, she killing the swagger. Le dig my back in the rocker. When big jury, nobody found it like you, man, and I no liar. When big jury, everywhere, high man. Nobody find you like you, man, and I no lie, man. I swear, and I no lie. I won't be a Ichereche, oh yeah, yeah. Let the pop be of you. They're pressing on Ichereche, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Can I be your favorite Ichereche, oh yeah, yeah. I just wanna be me, just wanna be the president of Ichereche, oh yeah.
Baby, my husky itching me for you. It's a Ichereche, oh. Rush and Bella, hold your side. Don't play around my pepper bush. It's a Ichereche, oh. My, I just wanna put my whole heart there. Don't even talk it slow, my whole heart there. You go walk on it.
Joanna do anything for me. Joanna take me go Paris. Joanna give me everything, baby. Joanna do anything for me. Joanna take me go Paris. Joanna give me everything, baby. And when you put up in a rover, girl, you a send my Jehovah. Making me shout hallelujah, oh, baby. And when you pull up in a rover, girl, you are sent by Jehovah, making me sing hallelujah, oh, baby, yeah, yeah. You, only you, baby. You, only you, baby.
Yeah, I'm on saturated. Blessings on blessings, you call me blessings. These my blessings can all be touching. I know my level, my man, don't stress me. The puppy bless me, so I'm here to party. I want war, you're a zombie. I want body, that pro, you're a zombie. Batting up, bring your jealous zombie. I got a party, people dancing, you're a zombie. Sanko, me, I want to do it like Paco. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. I said nobody, I won't party. I want you to go down low. I want you to find it slow. Mama, you rock the show. I'm ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna check it. See, I see no time for check. Man, I want you to dance like you ready, don't care. And do the dance for the zombie set. It's me and you, mama, no more stress. I want to dance, I feel myself. I want war, you're a zombie. I want body, that pro, you're a zombie. Batting up, bring a jealous zombie. Got a party, people dancing, you're a zombie.
When Uncle D show face, I let you them one in photo. Yeah, that do or die when they shake come around. You know now, when I move bless me, they papa bless me. Yes, why bless me, you cannot stop me.
Yeah, you know, one God, we take them from Ghana to Liberia. Yeah.
Every day is a holiday.
Oh, it's a holiday.
Every day is a holiday.
Oh, it's a holiday.
Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday. Every day is a holiday. Oh, it's a holiday.
Me, I wanna party, your party, papa. I wanna party, your party, papa. Me, I wanna party, your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh. Me, I wanna party, your party, papa. I wanna party, your party, papa. Me, I wanna party, your party, papa. Party, oh, party, oh.
Girl, we got some Hennessy and baddies on the table. I just wanna spend my money, baby, do me bang bang. Girl, I know you flexing, and I know you cruising. I just wanna show you good time, don't refuse me. I don't wanna walk, my energy stay far. Give me your love, don't do that. I just wanna give you all my love.